Never honestly thought I'd see the day when I enjoyed a movie Adam Sandler was associated with again. Hotel Transylvania 1 and 2 are surprisingly fun films. Which one has more bite for their buck? Let's find out on Movie Feuds. It would not be an Adam Sandler flick without his trusty entourage, and we have a candy dish full of them. There's Kevin James as Frankenstein, Steve Buscemi as Wayne, David Spade as the Invisible Boy, and CeeLo Green as Murray the Mummy. CeeLo's the only one that doesn't make the return trip. Instead, we got Keegan-Michael Key, very funny man, donning the bandages, and he does a great job. There are plenty of smaller supporting actors too, like Fran Drescher, Molly Shannon, and John Lovitz as Quasimodo. And I guess to stick with the theme of random SNL characters showing up, they went with Dana Carvey in the sequel playing a camp counselor named Dana. Way to think outside the box on the naming. Andy Samberg plays the clueless human character Jonathan, and his love interest Mavis is voiced by Selena Gomez, who wants nothing more than to get out into the world and see new people and perhaps fall in love with that special someone who she of course will look good for. All she wants to do is look good for you.
'Cause I just wanna look good for you, good for you. I just wanna look good for you, good for you. Let me show you how proud I am to be yours. Leave it stress a mess on the floor. Still look good for you, good for you.
Adam, fun fact coming your way. Miley Cyrus was originally slated to play Mavis, but I guess the dream of disappointing her father took precedence. Rob Riggle and the great Mel Brooks jump into the cast for the sequel, but neither really impressed me. Especially Brooks, who I was really looking forward to. He's just kind of shoehorned into the story in the last act. We'll get to that now. Let's go now. I don't think many will debate when I say Hotel Transylvania 1 has a better plot. It's a little bit more clever, it's a little bit more straightforward. In a fun twist on the monster genre, Dracula opens up the hotel in the 1800s to get away from the humans who terrorize him and his friends. The story revolves around his daughter Mavis's 118th birthday party. Things go well enough until a human wanders into the hotel and screws Drac's plans up. Andy and Sandler play very well together, and there's some great scenes sprinkled throughout, like a race on tabletop through a long hallway to a surprise trip to a local town that goes very wrong. I think the sequel is just as strong as the original in a lot of areas, but the script could have used a bit more work. The humor is very sharp, and I found myself laughing even more on the second trip. What was missing, though, were the emotional elements. And the tacked-on old-school father dynamic was really forced and didn't really play out until later on in the flick. It did set up a cool Incredible-esque family fight to cap things off, which was nice. The middle of the picture where our main cast go on a road trip kind of drags a bit, and the Mavis and Jonathan subplot add very little to the overall story. What does add on to the story is my favorite guy in the entire series, all two flicks, Blobby, the one with zero dialogue. This guy is gold. Utter perfection. Tristant, can you get on the phone with Sony and see if we can do a spin-off Blobby flick? I'll take full creative on this one. Or you can just continue to text your boyfriend and ignore that I'm talking to you. Okay.
I'm a marquee diamonds.
I'm a marquee diamond. I got that Selena Gomez song in my head. That hurts so good. Anyway, these movies look great, and the second really ups the game. I'm always impressed with what just a few years can do for the tech. The 2012 movie looks polished and holds up very nicely, but 2015 goes for a more stylistic approach, especially in the over-exaggerated animations department. You can really see Genndy Tartakovsky's name being imprinted into the sequel full force. Composer Mark Mothersbaugh is the name that came up when I researched the score of these movies. I had a hard time finding much of anything on the theme song, and I spent an entire 4 minutes looking on Google, so what am I supposed to do, right? Both flicks have a mix of what's popular at the moment type hits, like Sexy and I Know It by LMFAO and Some Nonsense by Fifth Harmony in the sequel. Bottom line, nothing too gripping coming out of the sound department, and it is a travesty that Selena Gomez's masterwork, Good For You, is nowhere to be found on the album. Nowhere. I'm a marquee diamond. I'm a marquee diamond.
Trust me. I
think the real question is, are there fart jokes in these movies? Of course there are. Don't be ridiculous. This is an Adam Sandler joint. There is also a nice amount of emotion I wasn't expecting. There was some real feels, as the children say. Follow-up films often rely on reusing the same gags from the first and not doing much to further the story or characters. I would say Hotel 2 is guilty of both things, yet because of the great jokes and the upped ante in the animation department, I'm gonna go with Hotel 2 as my winner. I don't think it's gonna be the popular opinion, so let me know in the comments, vote, subscribe if you want. That's your thing. And remember, this is more than just reviews, this is Movie Feuds. I didn't do that.